when you employ somebody who hasn't the cares, the knowledge, the skill, the abilities to mind a position, you have only promoted what we call what we call a management as Peter's syndrome, fixing a square peg into a round hole. So you only end up creating friction, this and that. But when you look at these vis-a-vis the motive for people going to, many of them don't have any visible means of livelihood. Some of them borrow money to contest because they know that few months in office they will recoup it and all these sort of things, And so in doing that, you cannot do it alone. The account section will be there, who will be preparing the check and all these sort of things. So it becomes a chain that involves so many people, this and that. Like, I'm an advocate of value change. There is this organization, they used to come here, this and that. I said the corruption we are fighting, we are merely deceiving ourselves, because corruption has permeated the grassroots. And these are the people that will grow to become the leaders of tomorrow. How do you purge them? The idea of unearned salary is everywhere. Whether private or this and that, is there. It's there in Unilag here. You have anything, maybe a little claim to make up there, Unless you give to Caesar what is Caesar, they don't do it in time, this and that. And when you look at the time value of money, by the time they do it, the money has lost a substantial worth. So that is it. So it's one of the problems responsible for,
How can this be turned around?
Well, we need to go back to our values, societal values, social values. The reason why we need to go back is, when you cut the tail of a snake, you make the snake become more venomous. If you are fighting ministers, this and that, and you leave out those who will become ministers in future, then you have only you have only sowed a seed of corruption that will blossom later, this and that. Though corruption is a human behavior, which you find all over the world. People want to dominate, people want to cut corner, and so on and so forth. But what makes it, a reinforcer here, a motivator, is because we don't punish the doers, those caught. Those caught are never punished here, and where they are punished is cosmetic. Imagine Ibn sent to jail, spent all the jail time, in an hospital bed and in the porch of his home, this and that. And you remember law of effect in psychology by Thorndike, a stimulus that brings a pleasure will be maximized, the one that brings pains will be avoided. Before now, a lot of scandal in France. Their prime ministers, usually inflated contract and all these sort of things, But here, people will tell you, in China, this is, they are this, they have gone to this level, this and that. But they will not tell you that in China, if you are caught, you face execution. They will not tell you that, this and that. So look at all of them gallivanting all over the places, even having the freedom to use our resources they have stolen from us to fight us, to bribe judges, this and that, and so on and so forth. So we have to go back. I was once asked, how do we go back to... look, if you introduce deterrent factor at the top, These politicians, when they need a vote, even in creeks, they will use boat. They reach out to everybody. So if they accept it as the value, something that they will spread it. Is there no village in this country that you don't have access to them, either through water or through road or through air? If we believe in it, then it has to be holistic. Every one of us, everyone, that is the significant majority. If they believe in it, they will spread it. They will spread it. One of the reasons it took me time to be able to slaughter a fowl, because in school we were taught that Yoruba poem, yí ẹsẹ̀ rẹ sí apá ọ̀tún, yí sí apá òsì, má ṣe tẹ kòkòrò tí ìwọ ń wò ni, torí pé Ọlọ́run ni ó dá. All those value system. If up till now, if a baby is crying, I'm moved. My tenants, take care of that baby, this and that. I feel for them because the value was inculcated when we were young and it stayed. You are psychologist in social psychology, you talk of attitudes. When anything, sinks into your behavioral repertoire, it stays there. And when it stays there, it can only manifest in your value through behavior. Through behavior, that is it. So we go back, if, okay, look at cultism. You see, say no to drug, say no to cultism, this and that. How can they say no to cultism when they see what their daddy, their daddy politicians and all these people do at home? A father who is nocturnal in his movement, who brings home all kinds of people, make a sacrifice, this and that, and so on and so forth. Bandura in psychology talks of observational learning. It's as potent as when you talk. That's why people say, show me your friends, I tell you you are. Like father, like son, like a daughter, like mother. All no father will wake up in the morning and say, hey, see me, I'm a drunkard, so I want you to be like me. No, he doesn't do that. No mother wakes up in the morning and say, hey, my daughter, I sleep with 10 men every day, so I want you to be like me. No. But if that mother is doing that, yes, then she had automatically taught the daughter, do it, it's good.